But you know what's going to make my neck feel better is a guy who I know. They call it blue chip daily, but I know that Larry has more than one club in his bag, and I think he's been hitting it off the tee pretty good. I know his style. So Larry, welcome back to Face. I'm sure this has been an interesting ride since the April lows. I think that we talked around then. So tell us what's top of mind for you, my trading warrior brother. Uh,
Dale, good to see
how,
you again. I'm gonna
yeah, how
share.
long are you? Are you are you on margin now?
No, now for
Uh,
the so for my website, the most we go is 100% long, and I
I'm
think
just
I'm
kidding.
98% long right now.
Okay, that says a lot.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
usually you have even during bull, which we've mainly had a bull market, you usually have at least 10% in cash.
yeah. 5-10%, something like that. I always like to
Yeah.
have some, some cash for some opportunities. But what I did, I've got a pretty big S&P position that's been profitable. So when I want to buy something, I just book some gains in the S&P and then just put it into the market. But yeah, I'm fully long.
Okay. So tell us, go with is this your biggest holding, the spiders right here?
Yeah, SPY is right now. I had a lot of cash. So at the bottom, and I think you and I talked right around the
Yeah.
bottom.
Yeah, it
You know,
was.
at the bottom, I had a lot of cash, and the problem with that is when the market reverses like it did, if you've got a lot of cash, you've got to act pretty quickly to get back in. So what I did in here, it was April 9th, is I just bought a lot of the S&P because I didn't want to, buy a bunch of stocks and then if it was a fake reversal, get stopped out of 10 positions. So I just
Right.
took a big position in the S&P, but that's my biggest position right now. And then for
Good.
stocks, my biggest positions after
Let
that.
me add, let's stay with the S&Ps right now. So really the only good correction was off the April low where it pulled back to 5,100. And since that time, you really haven't seen much of a pullback at all. Uh, don't you think it'd be natural to have some type of pullback to the prior record high around 6,100? Do you think that's possible in here?
Yeah, I
And
do. Yeah,
okay,
I expect as we get into August and September, which are historically, pretty difficult months, especially September is a
okay,
pretty difficult month. If we had some type of a 3 to 5% pullback in the S&P, maybe over this 50-day moving average, I think that would be perfectly normal.
okay. The 50-day moving, where's that coming in? Under six a little, huh?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
597 here on the S&P, right about the same range.
okay. I guess you have to say that it's really the same leadership. The only difference is this time semis have even outperformed MAGA, right?
Yeah, these coming off the lows, semis were really weak for a
Yeah.
while. They were underperforming everything, but coming off the lows, they've just pretty much been, straight up Nvidia, Broadcom, Taiwan, Semi. Those have been your big names off the lows.
Okay. And are you coming to believe that the Russell has had a few days where it might be beginning to turn, where the small caps might begin to outperform the large caps? Or,
I don't really follow the Russell too much, and I'll tell you why.
okay,
I'm not really good at it. Over a couple years, I've probably taken, 4 or 5 trades in the Russell. I think I made money on one. There's been a lot of false starts in there. There was a lot of chop in here in 2022, false breakout. It's possible, but in the small caps, I like certain sectors better than the Russell because the Russell, I think 40% of the
or
stocks in the
banks?
Russell are unprofitable. I like the small and mid cap financials, small and mid
Okay.
cap industrials, like these defense stocks are
Uh,
super,
yeah.
super strong, and small
Yeah.
and mid cap tech. I like certain parts of the small caps better than just the Russell.
So Edwin Starr was wrong in his song "War." War. Good God, what is it good for?
Dale, you
Absolutely
missed your
nothing.
calling, man.
It's good for defense stocks. So he was
It's
wrong. He was
It's
wrong about
great,
it's good for
great for
nothing.
defense stocks. And what I
Yeah.
put up on the screen, just so you can see and so your listeners can see. So every week I put together a focus list of where I'm seeing the best strength. Because what I want to do is if we figure out where the strongest sectors are, it's often easier to find the stronger stocks.
Yeah.
So for leadership, semis, these nuclear stocks have been very
Oh
strong.
yeah. Uranium on fire.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Cameco and
Yeah.
GE Vernova. Kathy Wood, she's been having a good year. She doesn't get, any
Any
love
love?
anymore, but I'll tell you, man,
She still gets views.
yeah, she's been killing it.
Yeah.
Defense,
Now
very
she's only
strong.
down about from peak equity 70%.
Yeah, still big drawdown. You know what's really been acting well, and I just bought a position here last week. These industrial metals and miners.
Oh, like with the copper and
Yeah, so
explosion and everything.
steel. So look at this. So XME, this has got steel, copper, gold, aluminum,
Yeah.
coal. XME just broke out to a 14-year high.
Wow.
And you can see
That is
that's coming
that's a
out of a
signal.
giant base, right? Coming over $70. And I think these tariffs have been good for the stock. So like Reliance Steel,
Yeah.
Nucor, these steel stocks have been super strong after the tariffs came in. But what got my attention here is, this breakout over 14-year highs. So I bought it coming over $70 last week, and we'll see where it
Nice.
goes.
Yeah, and your risk management on that one is it would have to take out the moving averages underneath it for you to start to get concerned, like back under,
Exactly.
or the breakout was a breakout 70.
Yeah, the breakout 70, but my stop, I think my stop's under the 50-day at least. What I do, because I'm a trend follower and I've got
Yeah,
a longer time frame. So what I'll do is I'll take probably a half a position when I start something. Give
on like the
myself
breakout.
some, yeah, give myself some room to work out with the stop. And then if it starts to work higher, I can always, level up into the position. But this has really caught my attention. I'll tell you something else that's caught my attention. And
Silver miners, oh, home builders. Okay, yeah, I've noticed they've been trying to turn, and
yeah,
that's in the face of the bonds getting hit last week
yeah,
after the employment number.
I think the market, so I don't have anything. Home builders right now, they're too far down on the chart for me to get involved yet. If it comes over maybe 110, 115, but they're showing some
Yeah,
signs. If you look at, the home builders, if you look at this, some of these building stocks like Builders First Source, it's
yeah.
got a nice base that's developing there. So these
DH Horton has a nice pattern too. I was
Yeah,
looking
look
at.
at look at this one. So this is
Oh, yeah,
top build. Look, it hit that 200 week moving
yeah.
average, right? Held it exactly. Bullish cross
So,
here.
so the market's smelling lower rates
Yeah, the market,
in the
I
door.
think the market's smelling a rate cut, and I'm not smelling it.
Yeah,
But I think I think what's going to happen with the Fed is they've been talking about inflation from tariffs for a couple months now. But if it doesn't, like today's number wasn't very hot, it came in right at forecast. But
right.
if inflation doesn't break out to the upside, I think the Fed has to cut by September.
Do you have a view on bonds like TLT? Does it saying anything to you? It's been
No,
sideways,
I
sideways,
can't.
sideways.
I don't have a really good read on bonds. I think
Yeah,
part of what's keeping bonds under pressure is the dollar's been so weak. I heard you guys were talking about that before. I just don't have any good reading on bonds or yields. I expect yields to stay higher for longer just because there's so much going on with the deficit. There's just a lot of cross currents in the
okay.
bonds and the dollar.
Your view on oil shares? We had all that excitement
I
of
like
the
this one.
possible. Okay,
This is my favorite. So Imperial Oil in Canada, Really nice
Okay.
breakout. So this just hit new all-time highs, right? If you take a look
Yeah.
at that chart. So Imperial's been really strong. I like charts like Marathon Petroleum in the refiners. That's got it. So
Okay.
it's getting hit today, but this is coming back over the 200 day, over the 50 day. So the oil services have been really strong coming off the lows, but I like the single stocks. I like Valero is a really good chart there in energy. So I think you've got to be selective. I don't have any oil positions. The only energy position I've got Cameco, which is the, uranium for
Yeah. Home run.
nuclear.
Home
But
run
if
ball.
if I had to buy an oil stock, Imperial would be my best choice.
Okay. I want to uh, share what I've seen about Larry's style, which traders that are listening to us right now, I know have issues with. So if you notice, Larry isn't getting long any of these at the lows. In fact, there's already been an advance happening. So most traders, especially if you come from a leveraged background and you're trading leveraged, feel late about buying in advance, buying into the advance after it's moved 10%. And yet, if you see Larry's style, after the move is what's giving him the confidence and conviction to go into trades. So, if you don't buy bottoms and you don't sell tops, doesn't mean that you're late to the game. It means that you were patient to wait to let it develop to give you more evidence that a trend has been established and trying to, instead of always trying to pick the turning point, and if you don't get it, you feel late. So it's not late when you have a trend in force. You don't have to wait for a pullback to the lows to get in, or you'll be watching opportunity after opportunity pass you by. Is
Yeah,
that a pretty good
Dale,
description of your style?
yeah, it's perfect. I'm a trend follower. I'm a breakout trader. And my view is when these stocks break out, and I'll give you a perfect example of what you're talking about. So Palantir right now is my biggest
Yeah,
stock position, right?
yeah,
So I bought Palantir in September at $34. But if you take a look on the chart down here, right, if we go back to the September chart, that was near the very high
yeah,
at the time, and
right.
so, I bought the high. I just bought Robinhood at like $76 or so. And if you look on the chart where I bought that, I think I bought it right in here. So that was the very top of the
What
chart.
was your reason for that entry there?
So two things. It was the breakout on the chart. I had it on my watch list. It had a breakout. And also what I like is the numbers, the sales numbers and the earnings numbers. But it was a technical breakout. I got to say this, Dale, I've had much better results, me personally, from buying breakouts in the upper right-hand corner than I
Yeah,
have had in trying to buy near the lows. A lot of times what happens with charts like these is they go through a lot of gyrations, right? When you're trying to come off the lows, because
yeah,
there's so much overhead supply of
right,
people that bought this stock a lot higher recently, that as the chart runs up into that overhead supply, there's some built-in sellers that say, hey, listen, get me even and get me out. I'm going to move on. So my mindset is not very good with these stocks that are, very choppy coming off the lows. So I do tend to buy a lot more breakouts and a lot more in the upper corner.
you have anything in silver miners? Because for the first time, Larry, I think it was a week or two ago, silver miners were actually outperforming silver, which
Yeah.
is, first of all, miners outperforming precious metals didn't start
Silver
happening.
miners,
Yeah,
they're in a sweet spot. So I like this Pan American Silver.
yeah,
That's got a nice breakout chart. AG
yeah,
has been
yeah,
acting
that's,
pretty well. First Majestic Silver right near the upper corner. And
yeah,
there's
double.
this ETF. Sometimes with these uh
SILJ?
not SLVP.
Okay.
global silver, and it's the iShares ETF. But if you take a look at it, it's just got a great trend, potential big base breakout here over $18. But yeah,
Yeah.
silver's been acting well. I don't have any of it. I've got some GLD,
Okay.
but yeah, silver's really the silver miners are really playing catch up.
Anything in that gas, Larry?
I don't have anything in nat gas. I like the EQT chart. I think this is a pretty solid chart overall.
Okay.
I was watching Range Resources for a while, but I haven't looked at it recently. So not really anything there. EQT would be my best bet. Maybe Williams, WMB is a pretty strong chart in
Okay.
nat gas. Actually, it's kind of flat. So EQT would be my best idea, but I don't have anything there.
How about I can't, there's not one bear in Uber. Are you long Uber?
Yeah, man, you got me. I'm
All
long in
right,
Uber
I know
too.
that you can't find anyone who doesn't like Uber.
Well, you know what it
You,
is? Look at the chart, right? It's
yeah,
got a
yeah,
great chart. It's got a weekly breakout here over 90. It's
yeah.
got supported 8. But I've got to tell you what, I go to New York once a month for business and media and stuff like that. I could not survive in New York City without Uber.
Okay,
They've got
all right.
the app. I hit the button on the app. They pick me up in 2 minutes. They know where I'm at. It's the best app I think that I use of anything, and it's just got a really strong chart. They've
Have
got
you
the
noticed
partners.
increased prices on Ubers when you've been taking them, or they seem the same to you, or
Yeah,
you don't even check because you're such a high roller?
nah, it's not that I'm a high roller, but I got to pay whatever it is because when I'm at the
Yeah.
hotel and I've got to get down to the New York Stock Exchange, I just whatever they tell me the price is, I got to go.
Oh yeah, because you're making some appearances on CNBC lately, aren't you?
Yes, sir. I was on CNBC Fast Money a little while ago. Been on Fox Business,
Hey, good
Bloomberg
for you,
last
Larry.
week. It's going. I was down at the stock exchange. It's been pretty good. It's been a lot of
All
fun.
right. Well, I'm waiting for your 8 by 10 glossy autograph picture to send to me so I could put it on my wall of fame.
You're a good man,
Uh,
Dale.
and really appreciate you. I knew when you came in today, I could tell by the kind of markets we have how you're doing. And
Yes, sir.
this
Yeah.
has been your environment. So
Yeah, it
uh,
has been.
congratulations on windfalls and best place and best way for people that want to get involved and check out Blue Chip Daily and your work.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitter at Blue Chip Daily. I post on there pretty much, every single day. And then on my website, it's bluechipdaily.com. You can see some of our recent ideas, things like that. I've got a lot of videos on there. But yeah, that's the best way. Bluechipdaily.com or Blue Chip Daily on Twitter, and I'm posting, all the time.
Okay, so you know where to find Larry. If individual stock picking is what you're interested in, here's a great resource for you. So, Larry, continued success. We'll talk in the fall, see what's happening in those months where maybe the levitation might run into a low gravity.
Dale, I might
So,
take September off.
oh,
I
okay,
don't like Septembers. I've got some bad
Juju.
bad memories of September, so I might, just come wherever you are. I'll go find you. We'll go to the beach somewhere.
All right, well, I'm a mile from it in Encinitas, California.
I'll
So,
be right there.
all right, all right. So, Larry Tentarelli, everybody, follow him on X and keep an eye on what he's saying. His work is top shelf.
Thank you,
And
Dale.
you're welcome, brother. And that's
All
a wrap. Go ahead, Larry. What?
all right, my friend. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Larry. And that's going to be a wrap. Everyone could join the team in about 20 minutes. Remember, don't just count your shares, count your blessings. Good luck the rest of the day on Turnaround Tuesday. See you tomorrow. And adios, everyone. You're welcome, Laura, Ingmar, all our trading analytics family, soon to be. Adios.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.